Picture a lovable but deranged mad scientist, possibly working for Acme Labs building rockets for a coyote, or maybe building a time machine out of DeLorean in his garage. Stick with us to see how you can play this character in Dungeons & Dragons. Hi everyone, and welcome to another inventive episode of
The Dungeon Crashers.
I'm Guy.
And I'm Zapil. Before we get started, hit that like and subscribe button, and turn on that bell if you want to be notified when we post our informative D&D content. We are finishing the Ravnica series with the Izzet engineer build. They are mad scientists of the great world city, obsessive, brilliant, inspired, and an unpredictable force of the chaos in Ravnica, and you epitomize all of those qualities. Even though you aspire to be one of the skilled mages, alchemists, laboratory supervisors, or a flamethrower-wielding Scorchbringer tasked with defending the Izzet laboratory, you are most likely to start out as a mere attendant. For the race, we went with the Rock Gnome. They get a +2 on intelligence and a +1 to constitution. They are small size and have a movement speed of 25 feet. They also get Darkvision and Gnome Cunning, giving you advantage on all intelligent, wisdom, and charisma saves. As for languages, they can speak, read, and write Common and Gnomish. They get Artificer lore whenever you make an intelligence history check related to magical, alchemical, or technological items. You add twice your proficiency bonus instead of any other proficiency bonus that may apply. They also get Tinkerer, which gives you proficiency with artisan tools. Using those tools, you can spend 1 hour and 10 gold pieces worth of materials to construct a tiny clockwork device. Its armor class is 5 and it has 1 hit point. The device ceases to function after 24 hours unless you spend 1 hour repairing it to keep the device functioning. Or when you use an action to dismantle it, at that time you reclaim all materials used to create it. You can have up to 3 such devices active at a time, and when you create a new device, you choose one of the following options. It can be a clockwork toy. This toy is a clockwork animal, monster, or a person, such as a frog, mouse, bird, dragon, or a soldier. When you place it on the ground, the toy moves 5 feet across the ground on each of your turns in a random direction. It makes noises as appropriate to the creature it represents. The next is Firestarter, a device that produces a miniature flame which can be used as a light a candle, a torch, or a campfire. Using the device requires an action. Or you can make a music box. When opened, the music box plays a single song at a moderate volume. The box stops playing when it reaches the end of the song or when it is closed. At your DM's discretion, you may make other objects with the effects similar to the power of these. The Prestidigitation cantrip is a good baseline for such effects. For the background, we are using the Izzet Engineer. It gives 2 skill proficiencies, Arcana and Investigation, and 1 type of Artisan tool proficiency. You can choose 1 language from Draconic, Goblin, and Vedalken, and we went with Vedalken. The main feature is urban infrastructure. You have the basic knowledge of the structure of buildings, including the stuff behind the walls. You can also find blueprints of a specific building in order to learn the details of its construction. Such blueprints might provide knowledge of entry points, structural weaknesses, or secret spaces. Your access to such information isn't unlimited. If obtaining or using this information gets you in trouble with the law, the guild can't shield you from the repercussions. They also get background spells at certain levels, and we will discuss those when we hit those levels.
For ability scores, we went with the point-buy system. We start with a 10 on strength. We don't need strength as an artificer, so this can be a dump stat. A 14 on dex. They will be wearing medium armor and using a finesse weapon for now, so a little dex is needed. A 13 on constitution, making it 14 from the racial bonus. Enduring the experiments in the laboratories has made you hardy. We put a 14 on intelligence, making it 16 with the racial bonus. This will be the main casting stat, and at 3rd level you use it for your melee attacks with a magic weapon. We put a 12 on wisdom. Having a good wisdom score will help with wisdom saves and perception, and insight checks. And last, we put a 10 on charisma. We spent most of our time alone working on our experiments, so we didn't have much experience interacting with other people. For our class, we're taking Artificer. As with all of our Ravnica builds, this is going to be a single class character. We like multiclassing here on the Dungeon Crashers, but single-class characters can be fun, powerful, and flavorful, and we're using our Ravnica series to highlight them. At 1st level of Artificer, we get 2 skills from the Artificer list. Take History and Perception. They are proficient with simple weapons, light and medium armor, and shields, Thieves' Tools, Tinker Tools, and 1 Artisan tool of your choice. We're using a light crossbow for now, but don't worry, we'll get a heavy crossbow later. They are also proficient with Con and Intelligence saves. There is an optional rule for firearms, and if your DM uses them in your campaign, artificers are proficient with them, and if so, we will be using a musket instead of a crossbow. They get magical tinkering. You've learned how to invest a spark of magic into mundane objects. To use this ability, you must have Thieves' Tools or an Artisan's Tool in hand. You then touch a tiny non-magical object as an action and give it one of the following magical properties of your choice. The object sheds bright light in a 5-foot radius and dim light for an additional 5 feet. Or, whenever tapped by a creature, the object emits a recorded message that can be heard up to 10 feet away. You utter the message when you bestow this property on the object, and the recording can be no longer than 6 seconds long. The object continuously emits your choice of an odor or nonverbal sound, wind, waves, chirping, or the like, and the chosen phenomenon is perceivable up to 10 feet away. Or you can have a static visual effect appear on one of the object's surfaces. This effect can be a picture, up to 25 words of text, lines and shapes, or a mixture of these elements as you like. This chosen property lasts indefinitely, and as an action you can touch the object and end the property early. And you can bestow magic on multiple objects, touching one object each time you use this feature, though a single object can only bear one property at a time. The maximum number of objects you can affect with this feature at one time is equal to your intelligence modifier, with a minimum of one object. If you try to exceed your maximum, the oldest property immediately ends and the new property applies. Artificers are prepared spellcasters and can prepare a number of spells equal to their intelligence modifier plus half their Artificer level rounded down. At first level, you get 2 cantrips known, you can prepare 4 spells, and have 2 first level spell slots. Our background adds the cantrips Produce Flame and Shocking Grasp, and the first level spells Chaos Bolt, Create or Destroy Water, and Unseen Servant to the Artificer spell list for us. For the cantrips, take Firebolt, because we'll need a good damaging cantrip, and Mending, which will come in handy later. For the first level spell, take Chaos Bolt. It is a favorite spell for the Izzet with its unpredictable nature. There are a few other spells that we'd like to take, but depending on the other party members, your choice could differ. Detect Magic, Cure Wounds, Identify, Grease, Absorb Elements, and Tasha's Caustic Brew would all be great choices.
Yep.
At second level of Artificer, you get Infusions. You start with 4 infusions known and can infuse 2 items. For the first infusion, take Enhanced Defense, giving the wearer +1 to armor class while wearing the armor or shield that you infused. Second, take Enhanced Weapon. This magic weapon adds a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it. For the third infusion, replicate magic item. Now there's a long list of magic items you can replicate, so we recommend you look them up for yourself to see which one you want. And for the fourth infusion, take either Returning Weapon if you use a thrown weapon for range attacks, or a Repeating Weapon if you're using a bow or crossbow. For this build, we're using a crossbow or musket, so Repeating Weapon is going to be our choice.
Mm-hmm. At third level of Artificer, they get Right Tool for the job. With Thieves' Tools or Artisan Tools in hand, you can magically create one set of Artisan Tools in an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you. This creation requires 1 hour of uninterrupted work, which can coincide with a short or long rest. Though the product of magic, the tools are non-magical and they vanish when you use this feature again. They also get their Artificer Specialist, and we went with Battlesmith. You get proficiency with Smith's tools, but since we already have that, you can choose another Artisan tool of your choice. You get the ability Battle Ready, giving you proficiency with martial weapons, and when you attack with the magic weapon, you can use your intelligence modifier for the attack and damage rolls instead of your strength or dexterity. Now, a heavy crossbow or musket with a repeating enhancement is going to be very powerful in a fight. At third level, your tinkering has born you a faithful companion, a Steel Defender. It's friendly to you and your companions and obeys your commands. See its game statistics in the Steel Defender stat block, which uses your proficiency bonus in several places. You determine the creature's appearance and whether it has 2 or 4 legs, your choice. It has no effect on the game stats anyways. In combat, the defender shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but its only action on its turn is the dodge action, unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take another action. That action can be one of in its stat block or some other action. If you are incapacitated, the defender can take any action of its choice, not just the dodge action. If the Mending spell is casted on it, it regains 2d6 hit points. If it has died within the last hour, you can use your Smith's tools as an action to revive it, provided you are within 5 feet of it, and you can expend a spell slot of first level or higher. The Steel Defender returns to life after 1 minute with all its hit points restored. You get another first level spell slot. Also, Battlesmith adds prepared spells for free at certain levels, and at this level you get Heroism and Shield. At 4th level, you get an ability booster feat, and we want to boost our intelligence to 18. So many skills and abilities require intelligence, so we want to get it as high as possible. They can prepare 2 more spells, 1 from the level and 1 from boosting your intelligence. So take 2 that we mentioned before at first level that you didn't take. You will get second level spells at next level. At 5th level of Artificer, from Battlesmith, we get extra attack, allowing you to make 2 attacks instead of 1 when you take the attack action. Now we can get 2 shots with our repeating musket or a crossbow. For spells, we get another first level spell slot and 2 second level spell slots. From the background, we get Heat Metal and Rope Trick added to our Artificer spell list, and from Battlesmith, we get Branding Smite and Warding Bond prepared for free. You could prepare Blur to help with your defense, or you can stick with spells you have and use the second level spell slots for upcasting. At 6th level of Artificer, you get Tool Expertise. Your proficiency bonus is now doubled for any ability check you make when using your proficiency with a tool. At this level, you get 2 more infusions known and can infuse 1 more item. For the first infusion, take Boots of the Winding Path. While wearing these boots, a creature can teleport up to 15 feet as a bonus action to an unoccupied space that the creature can see. The creature must have occupied that space at some point during the current turn. And for the second, take Repulsion Shield. A creature gets a +1 bonus to armor class when wielding this shield, and the shield has 4 charges. While holding it, the wielder can use its reaction immediately after being hit with a melee attack to expend 1 of the shield's charges to push the attacker up to 15 feet away. The shield regains 1d4 expended charges daily at dawn. For spells, you get another spell you can't prepare, so take Blur if you didn't take it last level.
At 7th level of Artificer, you get Flash of Genius. When you or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an ability check or a saving throw, you can use your reaction to add your intelligence modifier to the roll. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier with a minimum of 1. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. You also get another second level spell slot. At 8th level of Artificer, you get another ability booster feat, and we want to cap our intelligence as 20. This will make our spell attack and save DCs the best they can be. We can prepare 2 more spells of second level or lower. Take Lesser Restoration if your party doesn't already have it, and Vortex Warp to move your enemies around the battlefield if they fail a Constitution save. And at 9th level of Artificer, from Battlesmith, you get Arcane Jolt. You've learned new ways to channel arcane energy to harm or heal. When either you hit a target with a magic weapon attack or your Steel Defender hits a target, you can channel magical energy through the strike to create one of the following effects. The target takes an extra 2d6 force damage, or choose 1 creature or object you can see within 30 feet of the target. Healing energy flows into the chosen recipient, restoring 2d6 hit points to it. The healing is handy, but adding an extra punch of damage to our shots is my favorite use of this ability. You can use this energy a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier with a minimum of 1s, but you can't do so more than once a turn. And you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. You also get 2 third level spell slots. From the background, you get the spells Call Lightning, Elemental Weapon, and Glyph of Warding added to our spell list. And from Battlesmith, we get the spells Aura of Vitality and Conjure Barrage prepared for free. You could start preparing Call Lightning since you lack a good damaging spell at this level. And calling Lightning Bolt seems a mad scientist sort of thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could prepare Elemental Weapon to add a little kick to your shots, or Haste to get more shots off. All of these spells are concentration, but we aren't running a lot of concentration spells, so we can afford a few.
Yep.
At 10th level of Artificer, you get Magic Item Adept. You achieve a profound understanding of how to use and make magic items. You can attune up to 4 magic items at once. If you craft a magic item with a rarity of common or uncommon, it takes you a quarter of the normal time and it costs you half as much of the usual gold. And at this level, you get 2 more infusions and can infuse 1 more item. For the infusions, take Helm of Awareness. While wearing this helmet, a creature has advantage on initiative rolls. In addition, the wearer can't be surprised provided it isn't incapacitated. And enhance Arcane Focus. While holding this item, a creature gains +1 bonus to spell attack rolls. In addition, the creature ignores half cover when making a spell attack. Your infusions improve at this level. Enhanced Defense, Enhanced Weapon, and Enhanced Arcane Focus all become +2. You get another cantrip known and another spell you can prepare of 3rd level or lower. For the cantrip, take Acid Splash so you can hit 2 targets. And for prepared spell, take Call Lightning now, or if you started preparing at last level, take Dispel Magic now.
Mm-hmm. At 11th level of Artificer, you get Spell Storing Item. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can touch 1 simple or martial weapon, or 1 item that you can use as a spellcasting focus, and you can store a spell in it, choosing a 1st or 2nd level spell from the Artificer list that requires 1 action to cast. You don't need to have it prepared. While holding the object, a creature can take an action to produce the spell's effect from it. Using your spellcasting ability modifier, if the spell requires concentration, the creature must concentrate. The spell stays in the object until it has been used a number of times equal to twice your intelligence modifier with a minimum of twice, or until you use this feature again to store a spell in another object. Putting Chaos Bolt into your musket or crossbow can give you a useful and cool-looking option in combat, and you can imbue it at a second-level spell. You also get another third-level spell slot at this level. At 12th level of Artificer, you get another ability booster feat, and we want to take the Sharpshooter feat. This gives us a number of abilities, and you should read it carefully, but they include ignoring range and cover, as well as taking a -5 penalty to hit to gain a +10 on damage to each shot that you use this ability with. You can prepare another spell of 3rd level or lower, so take Flame Stride. For the duration, your speed increases by 20 feet, and moving doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity. When you move within 5 feet of a creature or object that isn't being worn or carried, it takes 1d6 fire damage from your trail of heat. A creature or object can only take this damage once per turn. At 13th level of Artificer, we get 1 4th level spell slot. From our background, you get the spells Conjure Minor Elementals, Divination, and Otuluk's Resilient Sphere added to your spell list, and from Battlesmith, you get the spells Aura of Purity and Fire Shield prepared for free. At 14th level of Artificer, you get Magic Item Savant. Your skill with magic items deepens even more. You can attune up to 5 magic items at once, and you ignore all class, race, spell, and level requirements on attuning to or using a magic item. You also get 2 more infusions and can infuse 1 more item. Take Arcane Propulsion Armor. It has a long description, so we recommend you look it up. And take Radiant Weapon. This magic weapon grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it. While holding it, the wielder can take a bonus action to cause it to shed bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light in an additional 30 feet. The wielder can extinguish the light as a bonus action. The weapon has 4 charges. As a reaction, immediately after being hit by an attack, the wielder can expend 1 charge and cause the attacker to be blinded until the end of the attacker's next turn, unless the attacker succeeds on a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC. The weapon regains 1d4 expended charges daily at dawn. You get another cantrip known and another prepared spell of 4th level or lower. For the cantrip, take Ray of Frost for another damaging cantrip that can also slow an enemy. And for the prepared spell, let's take Divination because it's always good to have. At 15th level of Artificer, from Battlesmith, you get Improved Defender. Your Arcane Jolt and Steel Defender become more powerful. The extra damage and healing of your Arcane Jolt both increases to 4d6. Your Steel Defender gains a +2 bonus to armor class, and whenever your Steel Defender uses its deflect attack, the attacker takes force damage equal to 1d4 plus your intelligence modifier. And you also get another 4th level spell slot at this level.
At 16th level of Artificer, you get an ability booster feat, and we're making our Constitution 16, both for the extra hit points and improved saves and concentration checks. And you can also prepare another spell of 4th level or lower, and take Otuluk's Resilient Sphere if you want to trap an enemy in a human-sized hamster ball. At 17th level of Artificer, you get a 3rd 4th level spell slot and 1 5th level spell slot. From our background, you get the spells Animate Object and Conjure Elementals added to your spell list, and from Battlesmith, you get the spells Banishing Smite and Mass Cure Wounds prepared for free. At 18th level of Artificer, you get Magic Item Master, allowing you to tune a total of 6 magic items at once. You get 2 more infusions and can infuse 1 more item. Now, there isn't much more you need from the infusion list, so take something you feel will help in your campaign. And you can prepare another spell, and Animate Object is both fun and powerful. But if none of your companions have it, Greater Restoration is an important spell to have. Mm-hmm. Fortunately, you're a prepared caster, and you can just get it when it's needed, unless it's an emergency.
Right.
And at 19th level of Artificer, you get your last ability booster feat, and we want to take the tough feat for a big boost to hit points. But if you prefer, you could also increase Constitution to 18. Mm-hmm. And you get another 5th level spell slot. And finally, at 20th level of Artificer, you get Soul of Artifice. You develop a mystical connection to your magic items, which you can draw on for protection. You gain a +1 bonus to all saving throws per magic item you are currently attuned to, and this is huge. This beats Paladins, actually. Mm-hmm. If reduced to 0 hit points, but not killed outright, you can use your reaction to end one of your Artificer infusions, causing you to drop to 1 hit point instead of 0. You can prepare another spell, so take one we recommended before, or maybe Wall of Stone if you need some protection or crowd control.
Yeah. I think this build is a perfect example of an Izzet engineer. They like to make things that can blow up, plus helping out their party with infusing items or having their steel defender protecting them. We hope this build will inspire you to make your own Battlesmith Artificer, and if you do, please let us know how it worked out in the comment section below, as well as any questions or build requests you may have. Next week, we are doing a request for Joseph Davis, who is looking for an unarmed fighter monk multi-class, and this should be a fun build, so join us for that. And until next time, cheers!